Welcome, you guys. It's so great to see our first studio audience. I know that we've had one before, but those were children. And these are actual real adults who drove themselves here on purpose. And it wasn't because I was feeding them Lunchables in the middle of the day and forced them to come be an audience last week. Not that that's what happened. So thank you for being here. I want to say it's kind of crazy because I don't know about everybody else, but my family has just started to emerge from quarantine. We were definitely in the lockdown. We took this pandemic very seriously. And we just started coming out. And I got to say, the thing that is so shocking about coming out of your house after being inside of it for, 18 months is what is left that is, like still in your town. You know what I mean? Like what businesses are still around and what's still going on. Like, for instance, we have a chandelier company establishment. Okay. Like before the pandemic, I was confused. I was like, how do these people pay for their bills? Like who in the world is running to the chandelier? But why are they still here after the pandemic? Like, can you just not see that there's this table, of family of four, I don't know, I'm making up things, and they're eating dinner because that's what we're supposed to do. And they're sitting around and the dad goes, kids, the pandemic is over. Run to the minivan. And one of the kids says, okay, Dad, where do you want to go first? Why, the chandelier establishment, of course. Great, Dad. Headed to the minivan. I mean, like, how is that going to happen? Okay. Like, who in the world has been dying to get back into the chandelier store to say, if only I could, spruce up my house with a chandelier, but that darn pandemic. But lots of things changed. Like, for instance, it's really interesting to see what restaurants are still here, and which ones went away. My favorite is when you have a restaurant that is the exact same restaurant replaced by the same restaurant, but a different name. You know what I mean? Like in my town, we have a place called The Chicken Place. Okay. They didn't make it during the pandemic. Okay. We now have The Chicken Spot. Okay. And I'm sitting here thinking, what could be so great about that chicken? Like how different could that chicken possibly be? You know what I mean? And is the owner of the new place just really proud of himself because he's a line outside the door and the old owner drives by and he throws eggs at it? He's like angry, bitter. He's like, it was the name, so that's interesting. So many things have changed. I have to say, what's been really shocking is the great things that have come out of the pandemic and the not so great things. But let's review a couple of things and you can decide in your brains which ones are great and which ones aren't. We have streaming of movies in our homes. How much do you love that? Except the popcorn's not as good. I don't know. I can't get that Pop Secret to be anywhere near, although you can send me some Pop Secret if you want me to. I can be an influencer. I'm not. But we have we can watch movies in our home, which is fantastic. We have, let's see what else has changed. We have a new president. That's changed. Oh, restaurants. You can eat outside. New York has tripled their restaurants, because they just took over the streets as if there was so much room there to begin with. But now you can eat in the streets of New York, which who wasn't dying to do that before? Rats on your feet. And it's not true. They don't have any of those. And then what else? Oh, that's right. Bill Cosby changed his residence. He has moved in the pandemic. And who saw that one coming? Who saw we were going to start a pandemic with the Tiger King and end with Cliff Huxtable wanting to go back on tour? Did anyone see that coming? I did not. Okay. I also didn't see Prince Harry moving here. We now have a prince and we lost Chris Harrison. Okay, from The Bachelor. It's been turmoil, you guys. The end of the world is coming because without Chris Harrison, how do we even have Bachelor in Paradise? What does Mexico do? We don't know. But we also, it's getting so crazy, all the changes that like any moment now we're going to have really wild things happening, like Gwen Stefani marrying, I don't know, Blake Shelton. That would be, hold on a second. You guys, this just in. Gwen Stefani married Blake Shelton. So there you have it. End of the world is happening. I've got to say, I wish I would have known exactly how short the United States had planned to participate in the pandemic. I didn't know we were going to do it for such a little amount of time because I would have prepared accordingly. I would have saved money. If I would have known how little we were going to stay in this thing, I would have, just maybe not bought so much from Amazon. And because I forgot how expensive it is to buy your friends. Be social. I forgot what it is to go out. And actually, I just think about the Canadians. I really am. I'm a little jealous of the Canadians. They are going to be loaded when they get out of quarantine in 2027. So let's all pray for them. So you guys stick around. We've got an incredible guest. She's not from Canada. She's from Waco, but you are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. And today we're going to be focusing on travel, especially traveling abroad, because my guest today is, she's kind of becoming an expert in the field. And I don't even know if she knows that or if she's even aware or if that's what she thought she was signing up for. But we're not going to talk to her yet. We don't want to even meet her yet. We want to talk to JW because he loves nothing more than when we focus the camera on him and I put him on the spot and I ask him questions. It's what he waits for.
The cruel joke about this is that in order to put the camera on me, I actually have to push the button to put myself on screen.
So you have to participate in your nightmare?
I have to pretend like it's like I'm doing this.
Like there's some cute intern running around back there trying to get credit for a class, but no, it's you saying I get to go on camera.
It's just me. It's like I have to disassociate from the actions. Like it's just my hands just like pushing the button, and then I'm on camera, and then I'm off. And now we're back to normal. This is okay.
So instead of a bonus this year, we'll get you a therapist and you can talk about cognitive dissonance and what this work environment has done for your mental health.
I'm doing great so far.
Well, back to traveling abroad. That was a good transition.
I hijacked your topic.
No, I love
it.
I love when you do it. It's my favorite because then people get to really see you because whenever we're off camera, you're a different guy when we're not filming.
I think I'm the same person.
That's adorable.
I'm just not as vocal. Yeah.
I feel no, you're the same person, but I feel like you're you flow with the stories more. You have like all this great stories. I get to hear about your grandparents and stuff whenever we're off camera, and I love it. It becomes like family.
That's what people are tuning in for.
JW's grandparents' stories. Well, I get them. I'm really lucky. But going back to travel abroad, this is really the worst transitioning we've ever done on the show, which makes it really fantastic radio. Tell me, you lived abroad.
I did. I studied abroad for a semester, and it was awesome.
Where did you? And you would probably stop right there, and you would be like, and that was all I have to say.
That actually sums it up. I studied abroad for a semester, and it was awesome. What else do you want to know?
You sound like my husband. That's Nathan all the time. What else do you want from me?
I spent a semester in Austria.
Yeah, because where'd you go to school?
I went to Franciscan University of Steubenville.
Cavaliers?
Barons. Close enough.
There was a long sword involved. That's what I was doing here. I'll stop. Anyone watching YouTube is very confused as usual because I'm always doing weird motions. Okay, please continue, Baron.
I studied in Austria for a semester. It was great.
Where'd you study?
In Austria?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just took some classes that were electives because most of them were like theology, philosophy kind of classes.
Okay, those aren't electives. Those are for me, they hard. Were. Electives are easy classes, not theology and philosophy. That's like people get degrees in that. You can't get a degree in an elective. Well, I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
That was easy for you? Is that what you're saying?
I took a theology course, maybe two. I think I stopped taking one of the theology courses halfway because I was
I did that.
I was really busy doing other things.
Enjoying Austria?
Right. And then, I don't know, I took like a Spanish class and a philosophy class and something else.
That's interesting to take Spanish in Austria. Like that would be really fascinating to take a foreign language not in the country. But whatever. Because it was an American school.
I needed the hours, the credit hours.
I understand what you really needed.
So I could stay as either a full-time student.
You just wanted to hang out and travel. Did you
Isn't that what everybody wants to do?
I don't know. I went to school in Lubbock. Traveling abroad was called going to the town over. Okay, so that's what I did. I went and I would get a burrito at Allsup's. Hi, Lubbock. that was venturing out, going to New Mexico. So yeah, I'm not jealous at all. I'd love to hear all your stories. Stop talking about it. No, but okay, I need to know, how much travel did you do while you were there? Like, do you guys just basically every weekend?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. What do you like? Rent a car? Get on a train?
No, I was never able to rent a car. I never tried. We did trains. We did trains, and I took Ryanair a couple of times to go to Ireland twice. And they were cheap tickets, and so
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Trains get you everywhere in Europe, really.
I don't know why we don't have that yet.
Yeah, it's also we should.
Yeah, well, maybe because nobody wants to go west. I mean, west would be long and very boring for after a while. And you're like, didn't we pass that brown mountain 25 times? That might be why we don't have all the cute castles and things. So tell me the craziest.
Ooh, the craziest.
You are on radio. It is a Catholic network, so.
Yeah. So this one time we were in a CC. Everybody got together and prayed.
We prayed twice that day.
I don't know. My favorite trips were, let's see, I did Ireland twice because I liked it enough. Not enough.
You mean the beer?
Loved it.
The pubs.
I mean, I enjoyed all of it.
The churches.
Including, yes. No, Ireland was great. I did the Easter Vigil at Knock. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
And then my other favorite trips were, I don't know. I'd have to
France.
think about it. We did at the very end of the semester, I went with two friends to, I can't even remember what it's called. It's on the coast of Italy. Like 5 towns strung together.
The Amalfi Coast?
I don't know. Like that. I don't know. You can hike between the 5 towns, and we showed up at the very end of the semester with no money. And as I was reaching over someone's fence trying to take lemons off of their tree, somebody approached us and asked if we needed an apartment, because all the hostels were full, and we had brought some sleeping bags. We were just going to camp on the beach, which I don't think would have worked out very well, but we were going to try it. And we ended up getting this whole apartment for the whole weekend that we were there for like very cheap. It was awesome.
So what I just heard you tell the children listening, which there shouldn't be any, is that if you steal lemons, you get a free apartment.
It worked out for me. It wasn't.
I don't know.
Worked out for me. It wasn't free.
Oh, okay. We redeemed that story then.
We did have to pay to rent the apartment.
Did you have to get back the lemons though? And we don't promote stealing.
I just kind of hid them in my backpack.
Listen, if there's any priests listening, you can mail holy water to P.O. Box. We're going to all pray for your soul. No, that's fantastic. But yeah, no, I didn't go abroad. In fact, what's really funny is that no one told me about that. And I blame my parents. My mother's in the audience today, so I can do that. I can blame her. But my brother did. And he went like 3 times and lived there. Right. And I was like, that was super smart. And I didn't think of it. I also had a friend that went on a cruise ship and did semester at sea. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, I've heard of that.
It was amazing. And he actually wrote me from every single port that he stopped at. I met him at Awakening. If anybody did the college Catholic retreat Awakening, this is my one abroad story. And it doesn't count because it's still the United States. It's Hawaii. And Texas Tech, A&M, and UT, these are all Texas schools, public schools, universities, went to Oahu for 1 week for spring break to bring Awakening to the poor, impoverished souls of Hawaii. They needed Jesus, y'all. Okay. We needed spring break in Waikiki. So, we were just doing the Lord's work. We were just being very selfless. And we did a retreat. We were the worst because we were out every night and then we had to go do the retreat. But I met him there and we're still friends today. But he went on semester at sea right after.
And he wrote you at every port.
He did. He wrote me at every port. He wrote me a postcard. So like he got to, when he was in India, he got to feed the starving with Mother Teresa.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, he did really cool stuff. So he's letting me know all the things he was doing.
He's much more thoughtful than most other people that I know who've gone abroad.
Well, I was really interested in all the, I was like, I got to know what you're doing because I'm going back to Lubbock. I think it really was like, this was part of his mission work. It was like he adopted me for the summer. You know what I mean?
It was part of his list. We'll feed the hungry in Calcutta.
Right, Olivia. She's lonely. Yes.
So these other people, we're going to write this woman in
poor
in
college
Lubbock.
kid.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. But yeah, so it was fascinating that I never knew actual people did this. But that's fine. We're going to get over it because my next guest, or my only guest for today, not guest. I like to think JW is a guest. And he does too. But my guest today is Haley Stewart. And you're not going to want to miss this interview. So come back. You are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison.
All right.
Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am going to introduce you to one of my favorite people who just happens to live in the great state of Texas. She lives down the road because in Texas, it's so big. If you're less than 5 hours away, you are our neighbor. Like we will even say that you're a suburb of where we live. And Haley Stewart lives in Waco. So we're going to just go ahead and call that. Joanna Gaines is my neighbor at this point is really what I'm trying to get to. But Haley is here. You might know her as, you've got a lot of nicknames, Haley. I don't know even what to say for her. There's Carrots, there's, I'm going to stop there. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's an MC, which is why I first met her. She probably doesn't even know that. And now she's a traveling guru. So everyone, please welcome Haley Stewart. Pretend she's walking from behind a curtain. Welcome, Haley.
Thanks so much for having me. This is fun.
Yeah,
in studio.
Yeah, we're in studio. We're like a real. We're gonna get there. You're gonna come back, and every time you come back, I want you to see how it's changed and what we're doing. Hopefully, we'll have a green room one day. I don't know, but I like people out, with everybody. I don't know. We're people. So
yeah, we're having fun here.
We're having fun. This is fun. So, I am really interested to know about this new part of your life because you're already an adventurer. I would like to say, if I were to name what you are in the interwebs, I would call you Haley the Adventurer.
I really appreciate that because that's not how I think of myself at all.
Really?
I am like the not risk taker in my family, in my,
you almost have a crazy
in
family.
my marriage. I guess I should say
that's because he makes spirits.
He makes whiskey.
Whiskey.
That's his job.
We like him.
So yeah, he makes whiskey and he keeps bees, which I feel like,
and he has a beard.
He has a beard.
Yeah.
So there's lots of adventure.
Yeah.
Happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the one who throws children up in the air and I'm like, be careful. And he's like, do or don't be careful. I'm like, ah. So I feel like, yeah, maybe I'm an adventurer, but also in my family, I'm like the
calm one?
No, not the calm one, the anxious one.
The anxious one.
There could be something unsafe happening here.
Popping Xanax.
Yes, that would be me.
So he's the adventurer, but you say yes to the adventures. This kind of reminds me of, God says to us, look, here's what I need from you. I just need you to say yes. Okay. And that's what I feel like he's teaching you in your marriage.
Yeah, maybe so. I feel like a lot of times I have the like risk aversion, but I see the adventure and I say yes. Like I'm on board. I don't have to be convinced. I just have to get over my like
anxiety.
Something bad could happen.
Yeah. No, and I have anxiety. So we take that very seriously on the show because I talk about it a lot on social media. I know you talk about it, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to have fun. Not that anxiety isn't a blast. It is. Everyone in America has it for a reason.
It's a good time.
Right. It just gave us something to do during the pandemic. But besides that, and we're not going to talk about this. People can go listen to the interview I did with you on my podcast to get the backstory of the farm situation that you moved to and you had a family bucket for your bathroom. It's Shinfulweiler's favorite thing about you.
She got to experience it.
She used the bucket?
She came to the farm.
Wait, did we talk about
bucket.
that? I think we might have talked about this.
Maybe.
Yes. We need to talk about that again.
Yes.
Jen also gets talked about on the show a lot. She's a secret partner in the show. She
doesn't know.
She doesn't know. She's an executive producer that has nothing to do with it, and her name is not at all involved. Jen's like, stop it. Anyway, but moving on from the farm, and you guys can go listen to that little. We'll tag that somewhere. I want to talk about this new part of your life because you are an author, but now you're like an author. Like, okay. And y'all know what I mean by that. Like I just envision you being in Waco, reading from your journal, with a glass of wine, and there's candle light everywhere, and people have sat there and they snap.
Can I give you
There's
like the
just
actual
snapping.
picture of what it's like? Okay,
so don't ruin this for me.
It's more like my kids are downstairs. Well, we live in a 1-story house. I made it sound like we live in a 2-story house.
Well, that's what downstairs.
They're on the floor, on the ground.
They're downstairs. They're under the couch. The children are in
They're in
cabinets.
our home, which is 1 story.
We put them under rugs.
But we have a little attic that is not finished at all.
So it's 2-story.
It's kind of. There's stairs to a space.
Yeah.
Like, basically a crawl space.
Yes.
And
Claire Robinson will say it's 2-story. She's the resident architect for the show.
So during the pandemic, when I couldn't really leave our house, I would just climb into the attic with like the mice and roaches, and I would sit up there. I could still get internet. And I would like right next to like a kayak paddle and like off-season clothes. And I'm like up there listening for mice. Like that is actually what it's like. So it's very glamorous.
But good. Well, you ruined nothing for me. But this is, I think, what inspired you for the series that you're writing. Mm-hmm. And I want you to touch on that because it's really the cutest thing ever. And I know you probably don't want to say too much about the series, and we're not really
share about it.
Focusing. Share about it. Just just give a little teaser.
So what happened was pre-pandemic, I had a dream. It came to me in a dream, which is not my usual. Like, don't think that it's
I usually have angels sweep down from
like
heaven.
The Holy Spirit just really speaks to me in mystical ways all the time. No, I did wake up from this dream and I was like, Daniel, it was like 6:00 in the morning. I was like, Daniel, mouse nuns. And he was like, I don't know what's happening right now. I was like, mouse nuns, and they live underneath the floorboards of G.K. Chesterton's house. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I just had this idea. I had a dream about mouse nuns. So then during the pandemic, I went up to the attic to hide from my children. And
I love how
wrote.
Did you see her get excited? She was
So
like,
excited.
It was the best part of the pandemic. We're very pro-family on this show, so we're pro-life.
So I started writing it out, and it was so fun because it kind of wrote itself.
With the mice.
The mice,
They
like
speak
these
to you?
the mice speak to me.
Are you Giselle from Enchanted? What is the name of that Disney film?
Yeah.
What is it? Enchanted? Enchanted? Okay, good. Now I'll have that in my head. You just spin around Central Park in a fluffy dress.
That's mostly what it's like. That's very much like my
Talking
life.
to rodents.
And so, yeah.
You just lost your book contract after this episode. Don't let them see this interview.
Well, the fun thing is that the Daughters of St. Paul are publishing a book. So it's Human Nuns are publishing the Mouse Nuns, and the nuns get really excited about it. So we just had like a Zoom where the nuns were trying to decide, should the mice nuns' ears be inside or outside of their habit?
No.
And it's just like, this is the cutest thing ever. And I love that this is happening. So it's been a blast.
Who knew? So thank you, pandemic. Who knew that that's why it happened? This is why the pandemic happened. The rest of the world is angry, but the Catholics are excited.
Books are coming soon. You're going to be like, this was worth it. This is so worth it.
This and the chandelier. No, okay, that is fantastic. You also added travel guru to your name because at this point, I'm just going to buy you a stick with a flag on it. Like at Disney World, when you see like the people from Brazil, it's always Brazil because they're always on like winter holiday when we're there for the summer. I don't know. I made that up. I don't know if that's why it's always like these South American countries.
We haven't been to Disney as much.
What are you saying? Do you follow me on social media? I know that I go every other day. It's fine. It's fine. Other people are going to put their children in college. My children know what to eat at Disney World. They will not have educations. But I want to just get you one of those like, pilgrimage flags. And I just want to always have you walking around Waco or wherever you are with a group of people just following your flag. Because this is what you do now, I feel like. I feel like now you're leading like 17 pilgrimages. Like, is it pilgrimages? Like how many? It's like poinsettia. It's
pilgrimage.
Like I don't know. It's a long word. So I haven't been asked.
It's pretty wild. So here's what happened.
Yeah, tell me the things.
So a few months ago, the pandemic was starting to starting to go
dream?
away. No, it wasn't a dream, but it was a mystical thing. There's like the 2 mystical things that have ever happened to me.
Come on.
Ever. I'm sharing them
like
all here. So I'm like, hey, St. Joseph, it's your year, okay?
Maybe you're not busy.
I love you. He's my guy. And I was like, this is a dumb thing, but I've never been to Europe. And I want to go so bad. So like in 2022, could you put in a good word for me in the going to Europe? I'm like, either we can like save a bunch of money and then I can go, or like, I was just like, it's just really important to me. And I know it's silly, but I'm just throwing it out there. Okay.
Are you serious right now?
Yes. So I threw this out there. And
you know how many people
Daniel
are going to do this now, and then I'm going to get letters like, dear Liv, I tried to do what Haley did, and St. Joseph didn't even get me to Detroit.
So
Thanks,
Daniel
Haley.
and I started talking about maybe we could save up and go to the UK, and we like kind of had some ideas. And then I got an email from Select International Tours because they've been putting together pilgrimages for
ever
years and years and years and years. Yes, it's what they do. And they were like, hey, would you and Christy, who's my fabulous podcast co-host.
Oh, what is the name of your podcast?
It's Fountains of Carrots.
There's the carrots part. I was trying to say earlier.
So they're like, do you and Christy want to craft a pilgrimage to England where you can go to all the literary sites that you talk about in your podcast and these authors that you love? And I was like, obviously, yes. Like, what am I going to say? Like, no, I don't want to go to England.
I'm busy
like, and go see Jane Austen's house. That doesn't appeal to me at all. So I was like, Christy, guess what? She was like, that's not real. Like, that's not going to happen. I was like, it is going to happen. And she's like, they're never going to let me out of Canada. I'm stuck here
that's
forever.
true. I told you, 2027.
So she's like, I'll believe it when we're there. I think she's like halfway believes it at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, June 2022, we're going to England. And then on top of that, St. Joseph was like, would you also like to go to France? And I was like, yes, St. Joseph. So,
man, y'all are really tight.
Yeah, this is crazy. So the tour,
changing my devotion. What's St.
like,
Anthony
would you
ever
like to
done for
also
me?
come as a leader on Claire Swinarski's Catholic feminist pilgrimage to France? And I was like,
Catherine
yes.
Whitaker,
Catherine Whitaker,
Danielle Noonan.
Yes,
All the cool kids
Chica,
are going.
Chica's going.
Chica's
Yes.
going.
So it's really exciting.
Y'all are going
And
on a boat.
it's a cruise, a river cruise on the Seine. And
What?
I know. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
And that's happening soon.
It's happening soon. It's October 17th is when we're leaving. And I have my fingers crossed that my passport will be back in time. Every week I have a dream about my passport not getting here. So that's been fun.
Just tell St. Joseph.
Yes.
He's obviously in the line. He's just standing in that queue for you.
And so, yeah, apparently that's happening. And I'm so excited.
I'm excited for
I'm
you.
just going to go in cathedrals and cry. That's like on my to-do list.
Are you going to
France.
pray there? No.
I'm just going to wander
Just weep.
around and just be like, it's so beautiful. I wanted to come here my whole life. Thank you, St. Joseph. So that's my plan.
So now can I see you with a journal just sitting there and
I don't
reading
journal
to the children? I don't know.
I want to
mean,
be the person who's like, these are thoughts just for myself that I don't need to share with anyone.
That's so
But that's
you.
not what I do.
But I need you
I'm
to
like,
be that.
I'm like, everyone, I had a thought and I'm
No.
sending it on Instagram. Like, that's me. I don't like keep things to
You
myself.
invented social media. Also, your face is perfect for a beret.
Oh, thank you.
I mean that in the
No one
best
has
way
ever
possible.
told me that before.
I don't understand why there isn't a beret permanently on your head, like at all times, and you should be in stripes.
Well, I always
don't know
feel
what's
like
happening.
a hat is a good idea.
You-
and then I try it on and it's not a good idea.
No.
It's such a bad idea.
It's because you have your lashes right now.
Oh, maybe
and it would
Okay, I have to say, you do lashes a lot.
no magnetic.
I hardly ever do lashes.
Magnetic.
And I did them yesterday because I was filming something and I was like, well, I'll do them today
Yours
because I'm
look
going
really
on
good.
Live show. And I feel like a fraud. I feel like
know.
it's just like
I know.
a lie. They're fake. I'm a fake.
What else is fake?
Yeah.
Yeah. These lips, I didn't really do that color. This is Maybelline. I need to tell everybody everything.
Yeah, I need to like get over it, but right now it feels very fraudulent.
But your hair color is what Jesus
Also,
birthed
no,
you.
this is
with.
completely
No, I'm kidding.
fake.
That's why I'm saying, like, I love that the lashes are bothered.
I know, right? It's like
But this
pink
color
hair,
is real.
I'm totally comfortable with this pink hair, but like the lashes are a bridge too far.
Whew.
Yeah.
I am a liar. I love it, but that's okay. We're confessing here.
Yeah, here we
We're getting
are.
all
It's
the
the couch,
It's a
you
safe
know?
space.
The couch.
I'm basically Diane Sawyer. Tell me about third grade. No, I'm kidding. No, but okay. Here's what's so great about this whole pilgrimage thing, and here's what I really want us to focus on. We're gonna play a game later, just you and me, and I'm excited about that. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about how great it is that you are taking your two loves, Catholicism and Jane Austen, and they're having a baby in June of 2022.
It's so true.
It really is true. I mean, is she your favorite author?
She's in my top 5. Top 5 for sure.
What are your top 5?
Maybe Evelyn Waugh.
I'm going to act like I know who that is. That's cool.
Flannery O'Connor.
Okay, I've heard that.
Sigrid Undset, probably.
That's hard.
And those are, okay, the top 4. She's in my top 4.
Jane Austen,
Evelyn Waugh, Sigrid Undset, Flannery O'Connor.
And that's it? We're done?
That's my top 4.
Okay, we're done.
I mean, I could go on forever. How long is your
Mary
show?
Lunenburg, number 5. Catherine.
All of my friends.
Haley Stewart. You're an author. You could be, it's like voting for yourself in school for like student council.
Or like wearing your own band's t-shirt.
I think you should. Know? If I had a band, we all know I would be wearing that t-shirt, which is why I don't have one. And I can't sing. It's fine. I'm not bitter. So, but I love this. I really do and I think that's what you do so well on your social media space, besides sharing your lovely thoughts out of your brain that I want in a journal with a beret, is that you really take your loves, you take your faith, and then what you love about the planet, which Jesus made Jane Austen, you know what I mean? Like, he did. So I feel like that's religious, you know, but you take these loves and you put them together. So is that how it feels, is now that you're crafting this trip?
Yeah. It's going to be fabulous. I'm going to cry when I go to Jane Austen's house, obviously. Are you
going to wear an A-line dress?
Well, I'm going to have the bonnet, definitely the bonnet. Yes. And I think I would look fantastic in Regency era clothing. Like those empire waisted.
I love that you say all the. That's what I meant by
empire waisted. Yeah,
my mother knew what I meant.
I want empire flowing gowns. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, Daniel, can I dress like I'm in Jane Austen? And he's like, whatever you want. Like, it's fine, I guess. Like, just do what makes you happy, But I'm always like,
I think you could. I think you could pull it off, but I definitely think you should. I think this should be a dress-up trip. And now I just lost half of the people for you. You had it all filled up, and now people are backing out. Or they're going to be coming in droves. They've waited their whole lives for this moment. Okay, so that's what we want. We want you an empire and then you need a beret some kind of for bonnet. France. Well, you need a bonnet for these
England.
Are 2 different trips.
Yes.
I'm getting confused. You have
I might just wear Jane Austen clothes to France too.
I think you should.
It'd be a conversation starter with the French. So
what do you find that's similar in these 2 spots of your heart? Do they come together?
Yeah,
and
they
hold
totally
hands?
come together. So I just got to write a book that I turned in just a few weeks ago called Jane Austen's Genius Guide to Life.
And there's where we were going. And look at that setup, huh?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. So it's basically how Jane Austen can teach us how to be holy.
Who ever thought that was going to be a book? Certainly not Jane. Maybe she did.
Maybe she's looking down on us now.
She might. Can you give us a little, an exclusive?
I can give you an exclusive
nugget.
Peek. So basically, we're diving into Jane Austen's novels and seeing what vices characters are overcoming with what virtues they're learning, and how that makes us the people that God created us to be. So we see them through the acquisition of virtue become more the people God made them by leaving these vices behind and embracing holiness and moving, closer to Jesus.
This is why Mr. Darcy gets so hot at the end of the book.
Yes, absolutely.
And is so delicious at the end of the film.
Yes. And so they both,
now I know.
Darcy.
It was a religious experience I was having whilst listening to Mr. Darcy say, I love you ardently. And I just wept.
It's so good. It's so good. But Elizabeth
yes.
and Mr. Darcy, they're both
right.
overcoming their pride.
You're right.
And through that, they're becoming more the people God made them and more able to be in a relationship with each other and with God. And
you should write a book on this.
Yeah. I'm going to work on that.
So speaking
of that in my journal.
With your beret. Speaking of Pride and Prejudice and one of the greatest films of all time, we have a little bit of difference of opinion. Listen, I know we don't all love Keira Knightley, but she crushed it in that film.
I just agree to disagree, Liv.
We are bringing the fight from Instagram onto the couch. Gloves are coming off.
Well, the thing is, you haven't seen
I haven't.
The BBC miniseries with Colin Firth and Jennifer L.
I don't even know her.
Okay, she's wonderful. And she is Elizabeth Bennet. After you watch it, you'll be like,
I'll never see it
Keira
again.
Knightley.
Okay,
I just
got it.
can't.
Okay.
I'll listen to the soundtrack, but I can't watch her pretend to be
Best
Elizabeth
soundtrack
Bennet.
ever.
So good.
Best.
So good.
Fun fact, Nathan and I listen to it every night going to bed. He puts it on every night.
It's beautiful.
It is fantastic.
It's a beautiful film. I
Yes.
just can't. I can't do Keira. I can't do Keira. I can't with her. And yeah.
No, you know, I don't hate you for that because there's a guy on the internet that does the best Keira Knightley impression. Have you
Luke
seen
Millington
him?
Drake. I love him.
I can't breathe. I cannot breathe.
His Keira Knightley impressions. Like you're watching him and you're like, you've become Keira Knightley.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You are Keira.
I have questions.
Every facial expression. It's amazing.
Nails it. Okay, I'm going to post. I have to. He is so good at it.
So funny.
And when she runs a cafe and he's taking orders, I can't, you guys. It's just lovely. It's just fun. I want him to go on your trip.
I'll see what I can do.
That would be a blast. We are solving so many things here today. You're getting a stick with a
so
flag,
many good ideas.
a beret. Why they're paying me the big bucks? No one at all because I'm in my garage. So I'm very excited about all this. I want people to know where can they sign up and where can they follow you and read all the things. You have so many projects. I can't even list
going
them.
on right now.
I'm not going to be your manager. That sounds hard. Just go find her. I don't know.
Yeah, you can find me
What are
on.
you not doing? Yeah.
You can find me on social media. I'm at Haley Carrots on Twitter and Instagram, and I don't really do Facebook anymore because why would we do that to ourselves? You know. So Twitter and Instagram at Haley Carrots, and then you can find the tours if you go to Select International Tours. Just search Haley Stewart, and it'll pop up with the two
both
tours.
are with Select.
Mm-hmm. Both are with Select.
That's
so
good
you
to
can
know.
just find information about both of them
And
on
select
my page.
which one you want.
There we go. There we go.
I'm available. Select tours. I've always wanted to go to Africa. I really do. I think that would be really fun.
I've been.
Okay. Have you really?
I have.
With a tour?
No. I went with like a church trip in high school.
Oh my gosh.
To Uganda, and we were installing solar lighting systems.
Can we do that as a trip?
Sure.
Oh, come on. You gotta act
yes.
excited. Select is gonna want us. Haley's like, I don't know. We go to Botswana because that's where Prince Harry went all the time with Meghan Markle.
We could do
that
in the
trip.
steps of Meghan tour.
Yeah, I'm sure we will not be allowed in Africa. Okay, when we come back, we're going to play a game, and it involves food. So nobody move. And if you're not watching, you're going to want to turn on the YouTube. Okay, you guys? So everybody, you are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Or is it? Because we have blindfolded our guest. And that just means that we just lost every other guest that was coming to Houston. They're like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not sure what this is. It is still Catholic. This is still Haley Stewart, if you weren't here. She's just not blindfolded. So those of you who are listening on the radio, this ought to be fun. For everybody listening on 1350 Veritas, if you're on our app, or if you're up in the north, or if you are listening on the podcast areas, or if you're watching us on YouTube, you're really enjoying this. You might want to go get a glass of wine and some popcorn. It's about to get really interesting. Here's the thing. Haley and I have 2 plates of French food in front of us. And by French, I mean things you can buy at Whole Foods, because I wasn't sure if Kroger would have them. So we went all out on this show. We spent all the budget, which we have no budget. So we were able to spend it. And we have very fancy blindfolds. These are like real silk, because I got these in some subscription boxes that got me through the pandemic. And I don't really know what to do with them. So I thought
I'm taking mine home.
You can have it, actually. That's
yeah.
fine. And you are blindfolded on YouTube. So I think you might have to have a parting gift. I think that's how it works. So yes. And tell everybody that you're safe and okay. And the safe word is pineapple. Okay. So we're going to move on. What we're going to do is we're going to, and this is inspired by a bit that I saw on Ellen with Dax and Kristen Bell. So this is hi to those guys. This was a very funny bit. So no pressure that this is going to be as funny, but Catholic. But since you're going to France in October, I wanted you to get some food. You're going to feel on the plate an item and you're going to describe it to me. Wait, I can't see. Hold on. I'm blindfolding myself. and you're going to describe it to me, and I've got to guess what it is you're eating. And then I'll do the same. Okay. Doesn't this sound fascinating, everyone in Radio Land?
I'm excited. Do I just go?
It's like the 1940s up in here. Yeah, pick whatever you want. We're ready. I don't know what's happening.
So I can't say what it is.
You can't say what it is.
I need to describe what it's like.
Yeah, you got to eat it.
Okay. I'm nervous.
There's no escargot. I do want to say that. That's because I don't believe in eating snails.
Okay. This has a creamy flavor.
Okay.
And it has a... Yeah, I'm trying.
Is it? Oh, okay. That's the microphone. Is it savory? Is it
savory?
Sweet?
Definitely savory and creamy.
Creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
it's round. It's a disc.
A disc of creamery.
Mm-hmm. Savory cream.
Oh, savory cream.
Mm-hmm. You got
creme
this.
fraiche. Oh no, that's on a disc.
Close.
Disc.
It's delicious. I'm having more.
What would you eat it with something?
Mm-hmm. Maybe with like strawberries on the side.
Oh, brie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm vegan except for now.
Yes, brie is so good. Okay,
brie is so good.
We've conquered that one.
Do you want to do another one, or do you want me to do one? You do one.
You do one.
Okay, I'll do one. Okay, I've got something. You know what's weird? I don't eat till 8:00 at night, so my body might reject this. I really do. Oh, this is delicious. Oh, I almost said the name. I really did. I almost was like, do you have one of? Okay, I'm gonna say. This is a, what are those? It's a boomerang shape pastry.
Okay. Ooh, a croissant.
Is it? I'm asking the audience.
Yeah, like a crescent shape?
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, do I have one too? Do I have one too? Do we have the same things?
Did I? No, I don't think we had the same things. Did I hit someone? I'm really sorry.
No, I think you hit a camera. It's fine.
Okay, I'm ready for your next one.
I think maybe we do have the same thing.
Oh, do you have also a croissant?
I think so.
Oh, maybe. But you were supposed to have
gotta be
different things. Are you sure it's not something else?
I'm positive.
Are you sure it's not?
I used to work in a French pastry shop.
You did?
Okay, my first job.
The microphone keeps running into me.
It was my first job out, like summer after high school.
I
worked in a French pastry shop, and one time I got a little bit drunk at work because
it's a pastry shop. Because the cream is that good.
No, it's because I was making chocolate boxes in the chocolate room and putting together chocolates. And there were a bunch of chocolates that had little divots in them, so they couldn't sell them. They just didn't turn out right, but they were filled with Cointreau. And I didn't really think about it. And I'm a lightweight. And I had maybe more chocolates than they expected me to eat of the ones that they said I could have. And then I realized I was drunk at work, and I just was very quiet for the rest of the day.
And you were 29 when that story happened.
I was not.
What are in these croissants? Jeez, this is a great show. It is that late. Blindfolds and drinking stories. Yep. Okay. Got kicked off the Catholic channel network at Veritas. Are you sure it's not brioche?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, hold it to the audience.
Because I don't know. I've been eating it, so it's not the right shape anymore. I mean, maybe it's, no, I don't think it's.
It is not?
It is.
Okay, all right.
Maybe it is.
I can only, it's not a croissant.
Then maybe it is brioche.
Is it?
Yeah, and I don't know anything.
I literally only know that because I went back to the cart to buy that. I guess this is kind of cheating. I did fill up the Whole Foods cart. I didn't think this through. God, but I keep hitting the microphone. Is that my part?
I've got another one. I'm going to try this.
Try something else.
Okay. Pastry outside.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And eggy inside.
Quiche. My husband baked those at 7 a.m. this morning.
Oh my gosh. Compliments to the chef. It's so good.
Well, they came in a box. I think they're organic. Can you buy anything at Whole Foods that isn't organic?
It's not allowed.
Know. Okay, I'm going to try something. Okay. Not a fan of whatever that is.
Okay, sweet or savory?
Dark chocolatey. So it's not really sweet. You know what I mean? But it's wrapped. There's like a pancake wrapped around it. But it's not a pancake.
Oh.
It's super thin, pancakey.
It's not like pain au chocolat?
Come on, Haley. Like we know I'm not going to know that word, even if it was.
It's like pastry around.
It is, but it's like a pink. You know how you can do a flat. It's very flat.
Like a crepe?
Yes. But what
Chocolate
kind? That's it.
Yum.
This is fun. Ooh. Okay, I've got something else. What do you have? I'm
Okay,
ready.
I don't even.
Wait,
know
how are
what's
we on time,
happening.
JW?
We're getting
I
close.
don't-
I'm thinking that maybe the
Audience, should I eat
YouTubers
this
might
with a
want to.
spoon. I don't know what's happening. Do I drink it or eat it with a spoon?
No, it's all food-ish.
Okay. What's happening?
Oh, okay, the mic, seriously. Ooh.
I think it's creamy and chocolatey and fluffy, cool, like cold,
Oh.
served cold.
Oh. Not a souffle. Nathan can't do that at 7 a.m. Is it mousse?
I think it's chocolate mousse.
Or is it that big fancy word you said? Pot.
Pain au chocolat. No, that's like a pastry. This is chocolate mousse. It's very good.
Is it
Just
chocolate?
going for it.
Pot de chocolate?
What is that? Pâte de menthe or something?
Sure.
I don't know. No, I think this is chocolate mousse.
Okay, chocolate.
All
You're
right.
doing awesome.
We're gonna
Do
go
you
with
have
that.
one more?
I have one more.
I think one more is probably.
Are you sure we have
that's-
time?
Yep.
Okay. This is really crispy on the outside. My mom makes it with egg whites. Am I allowed to say that? And you bake it?
macaron.
Yes. Okay, we can take off our blindfolds, right?
Think any more blindfoldedness our
If I still have my
YouTubers
fraudulent
might
eyelashes
do
on.
Oh
Are they
yeah,
on?
mine are magnetic. Did yours stay?
I think so. Are they still there?
Didn't think this through.
Oh, we did good.
We did well. Do you feel like you're ready for France?
I want to eat all my snacks. So, like, can I take these with me when
Absolutely,
the time
and
is
your
up?
scarf.
My
Yeah.
scarf. Yeah.
All right, you guys, don't go anywhere. You are watching or listening to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. And it's just like a family day today. I'm hanging out. There's a thunderstorm outside. I've got my 18-year-old big baby.
Yes.
He's not a kid anymore. He's an adult. And this is Zach. This is a treat because I keep Zach at a distance on a lot of things that I do. Because this is not his scene, is it, Zach?
No, it's not. It's I'm glad that people like you exist because this is not my thing, but
Yeah.
I'll try.
We're different people, but we're very similar in some ways, but we're very different in other ways. And we're going to talk about our differences right now. because
Perfect.
We have a new segment on the show called CIA, which I knew you would love that because I know you're a fan of the CIA.
Love the CIA. Favorite.
I named it for you. I
Awesome.
really did. But it's Catholics in Action.
Cool. Fun times.
Okay.
Love it.
So I want you to talk more into the microphone. I want them to
You
hear you
got it,
because you're doing
definitely.
something very action-y.
Mm-hmm.
You graduated from high school, 18, and you are now the youngest missionary with Vagabond Missions.
That is true. Yes.
And I want you to tell everybody what that is, because I want people to know about this organization and what you'll be doing the next year, how they can pray for you, how maybe they could even donate at some point. So go, Zach. You got all the time in the world. And by
Yeah.
that, I mean 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, definitely. So Vagabond Missions was started in 2006 by a guy named Bob Lesnevsky, also known as Righteous B, Catholic rapper. But he started out doing urban ministry after he graduated from Franciscan, and he started working with inner city teens kind of on accident because he was a youth minister and it happened to be in the inner city. After that experience, he started Vagabond Missions, which we essentially work with inner city youth, bringing them closer to Christ through what we call the incarnational model. So what that means is that we go into the cities, we live in the communities and minister to them in that way, similar to the way that Christ ministered to those that he was around. He came down to them and lived amongst them, which is a big problem that we see in a lot of ministries is that they forget to do that. But specifically with the inner city, they're not being ministered to very often. So when we go in, we make sure that we are a part of the community rather than coming in kind of like as like these saviors coming down and like, you're welcome, you know? And so it's really cool. We get to work with kids through mainly relational ministry, seeing them and meeting them where they're at. We also do a lot of programming, so traditional like youth nights and stuff like that. But the main goal of the mission is obviously to bring kids into the faith. I think right now it's like 200 something kids have been brought into the faith, which is really incredible. Yeah, we have 10 sites right now. We're working on an 11th in New Orleans, and then we're going to Philly and Indianapolis and all over the place. And we're in 5 states, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that's
it in a nutshell.
Yeah, elevator pitch what Vagabond is.
And you've decided to, you got into University of Dallas and you deferred your freshman year to spend a year with Vagabond. You'll be living there with them. You're in a community, the Garfield community.
Yeah, I'll be servicing Garfield, which is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So you'll be leaving us at the end of August and you'll come back next August, but you're going to spend a year doing mission work before going to college or see where God puts you.
Amen. Just following the path.
Hey, we're all into it, man. We're really proud of you. So is there a way that people could donate, or what could they do, Zach? What are some ways that people could get involved?
So a big way that you can get involved, if you're not living in the cities that we're in, you are more limited, but you can donate and pray. So on the website, there's a place where you can donate to either a general fund, which is like everyone, or also to like different site locations or different people if you know people in Vagabond.
Oh, so you can specifically donate to missionaries.
You can do
and specific cities. I'm just trying to make sure.
Specific cities and specific sites within those cities.
Oh, wow.
It breaks down very nicely. Yeah, you can donate anywhere and everywhere, which is really cool.
They thought of all the things.
Yeah, but if you're actually living in the cities, right? So we're in Pittsburgh, Mobile, Alabama, Wichita, Kansas, Steubenville, Ohio, and then New Orleans, I think is going to be around in March. If you live in those cities, you can actually volunteer. And there's like something on the website, there's like a form or whatever, and you can become a core team member. And essentially what a core team member does is that they help the missionaries actually do youth programming and helping with these kids. A lot of what we do is just making sure that these kids can get to work and things like that, and also giving them someone to talk to, because that's something that a lot of inner city teens typically lack. So if you're in those cities, I definitely recommend checking that out. I thought that was really cool. I didn't even know about that until I became a missionary.
That you could be a part of it, even if you're not
able to give as much, like if you're not able to give a year, you are able to give
an
hour, a week or something. Right. And that's super cool.
And y'all are in the Carolinas?
Oh yeah, and Greenville, North Carolina. I completely forgot. That is another city. We have I think we only have one site in there.
But you guys are really focused in Pittsburgh. I mean, y'all have more than one location in the Pittsburgh area.
We have 4 sites in Pittsburgh and 3 sites in Wichita. Wichita is growing really crazy.
And that's a bilingual site because you have so many migrant workers.
So yeah, a lot of what happens is itinerant workers that become citizens typically stay kind of in Wichita, is what I understand. And we had some missionaries last year who launched a Hispanic ministry. And then because of that, we now have 2 predominantly Hispanic sites. And they'd started in COVID and got tons and tons of kids even despite that, which is really crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was something that was done pretty much purely by missionary initiative, which is really cool. And they're having a ton of success, which is awesome.
And you have kids that have come back and now are missionaries who were saved in the program.
Yeah, a lot of my really good friends, one of the missionaries that I'm going to work with, her name is Zaya. She was at the Steubenville site. And then 2 of...
As a kid, as a teen.
And then 2 of some of the people that I would consider my best friends now, Caden and Jalen, they were both teens at the Garfield site, which is the site that I'll be at. And
that's so cool.
They got brought into the faith. Jay just became Catholic in April and is a missionary now, which is crazy.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. You guys, please pray for Zach and Vagabond Missions and pray for his kids that he will be ministering to. Please look at all of our links. We'll have links to Vagabond and ways that you can donate and give and get involved. Again, Zach, thank you so much. I know that this is not your thing, but hey, man, we're doing the same stuff for the kingdom.
Yeah, definitely.
Just looks different.
Yeah, as long as we're able to get people prayed for, I'll do anything.
All right, Zach, thank you so much. You guys, stay tuned. This is It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison, and I'm with the gorgeous Haley Stewart, who we have now stuffed our faces and did all the French things. You're ready to go. Haley, I just want to say thank you so much. And I want to remind people again to find you out there. You are really easy to find because you are all over the place. You have a great following. You have a great community. And that's also what's really beautiful about what you do. I want you guys to go out there, find Haley, go to Select, come on a tour. Any last words that you want to say to everybody watching and listening besides my water bladder, which let's just for 2 seconds remind everybody we are in a garage. So if anyone,
it's a lovely garage though. It's lovely,
but it's a real garage,
out
you know,
in the beautiful forest.
Out of the beautiful forest. Yes. Will you come back? Let's say that.
I will absolutely come back, especially if I get snacks.
I will feed you.
So that's
I will feed you. And to our audience members, can we say thank you to them? Our first live audience. You guys, this has been a production of It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Thanks for watching. See you next time.